Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to For StarCraft 2 Strategy. Today we're going to be taking a look at a Terran strategy. Now in this strategy replay, our Terran player is the Little One, and our Zerg opponent is Demaga. So this is a Terran versus Zerg strategy. The strategy will actually work versus opponents other than Zerg, but in this particular replay, it is the Zerg opponent that we're looking at. I do just want to say what we're looking at today is kind of a cheesy build. I do want to make you aware, if you don't already know, that any of these kind of early pushes, these semi-all-in, or these rushes or fast game, early game strategies that hinder your economy, they are susceptible to scouting. Any people always ask me, they wonder, well, what can I do to stop such and such a build? What can I do to stop a Bunker Reaper rush, or a 6 pool, or a proxy 2 gate, or in this case, a proxy Barracks Marine bunker rush? What can I do to stop it, Force? Well, it's quite simple. You can scout. It's that simple. Any of these types of builds are going to be easily countered by scouting and by knowing what you're seeing and then knowing how to respond. So if your opponent scouts that you are going for this proxy barracks rush, they could, build up some early defenses, some early game units, and they would be able to properly respond and counter what you're doing. So knowing that, if you're going to go for this type of build, realize that if your opponent scouts you and they know what they're seeing, then they're going to be able to easily defend against it. But if they don't scout you, or if they scout you and they're not sure how to respond, you can still do very well. So this is going to be a really early push. It's going to involve getting these 2 barracks in a proxy position, somewhat outside of your base, cutting down on the run distance between you and your opponent, and then moving out with some Marines and some SCVs to help the attack as well as to build some bunkers. What we're going to be looking at for the build order here is we're building up SCVs up until the point that we're capped at 11 out of 11 supply. Then once we have enough minerals, we're going to drop these 2 barracks again in a somewhat proxy position, somewhere closer to your opponent's base than inside of your own base. Right after those 2 barracks start building at 11 supply again, we're going to be doing the supply depot, and then at 14 supply we're going to be coming out with this Orbital Command. So you want to go ahead and as soon as these barracks come out, start producing Marines, have them rally to outside of your opponent's base, push up with those 2 SCVs that you had building those barracks as well. You're going to use them again to help in the attack and then also to build some bunkers. Now a neat little trick here is our SCVs did get attacked from those drones there. You may not realize, but you can repair SCVs with other SCVs. So all you really got to do is mouse over them, put on that auto repair by right clicking it, and they will repair each other when they are injured. You do want to make sure you don't get surrounded by these drones here. You're going to be in a very tough spot if you do get surrounded. They're going to be able to do enough damage to your Marines to kill them. So just make sure you pull back and attack when you're at range, and then continue to do that until you whittle down his forces. So again, in this particular replay, our Zerg opponent did try to go for a fast expansion. Because of that, he didn't have early forces, and pushing out really quickly with this amount of units is just too much for him to handle. As you can see, he doesn't even stick around because he realizes there's nothing he's going to be able to do about it. These 4 Marines, and especially now that we're building this bunker, once the Zerglings had popped out, or if he tried to pull forward with those drones to surround our Marines, all we would have to do is select them all, run back into our bunker, and would be safe. We'd be able to kill them before they do enough damage to kill the bunker, and then we'd just be able to move out and attack again. So really early push really takes advantage of your opponent going for either fast tech or for a fast expansion. If you can pull this off without them scouting, or without knowing how to respond to what they scout, you can really make for some quick games here. So again, just be aware of the situation, be aware of the circumstances, realize that if this doesn't work, you're going to be hindered quite a bit, but hopefully with some proper micro, you can still do enough damage to make it worth your while. So running one more time over that build order, we started off just by building those SCVs. Once we got capped at 11 out of 11 supply, we dropped our 2 barracks, again, in a proxy position. A proxy, of course, standing for proximity, meaning building something in relation to your opponent's base. Typically in this game we talk about proxy buildings being built closer to your opponent. So these proxy barracks are going to be built closer to your opponent than they would be if you had them in the base. And of course what that's going to do is cut down on the runtime, make it so that you can send in reinforcements quicker, and make for an earlier aggressive attack. So again, at that 11 supply, we built those 2 proxy barracks. And then right after that, at our next 100 minerals, we built the supply depot at 11 supply. Again, at 14 supply, we started our Orbital Command, and then at 16 supply, we built our second supply depot, enabling us to build even more Marines and keep up on our economy economy by building more SCVs without getting supply capped. And again, you do want to move forward with those SCVs, helping with the engagement as well as being able to drop down these bunkers. This strategy is going to work more than just versus Zerg opponents. It can really work versus any of the races, because getting those early Marines inside of those bunkers can be really devastating for any of those races. So again, guys, this has been for StarCraft 2 strategy. If you guys like our videos and you like what we're doing here, please do go ahead and subscribe to our channel. Keep watching and keep owning, guys. Now, as you can see, our opponent is pushing out, and you can see that they went with a build that would do very well if we had a lot of Marauders. This Immortal would do very strongly against a Marauder-heavy build. Unfortunately, we again went for all these Marines, and Immortals do not do nearly as much damage to Marines as they do to Marauders. They're not nearly as effective.